Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to the first WEN Talk of December, the only WEN Talk of December. We're so glad you're here, and we're excited to bring you all kinds of great information, juicy nuggets, tips, stories, all the stuff. And today, we're going to start with Kim Mullin. So instead of holding up the clock, I'm going to go ahead and bring her right up. Welcome, Kim. Thanks for being here.
Oh, hi, Melissa, and thank you for having me today. I really, it's always great to share information, receive information. You always grow. So thank you very much. And I guess today I'm going to speak to living life by design, a lifestyle choice, and really imagine your life designed by you and for you. That I made a decision many years ago, consciously, to live my life by design, to choose what I wanted and to act how I want it, where I want it. And it's made me very happy. I want to thank you, Haley, Melissa, and Women's Entrepreneur Network for actually inviting me here to share today. I love everything about the group name. When I think of women, I think of them as, Women's Entrepreneur Network, women, strong, we multitask, and we bring emotion and care to so much that we do. And in the business world, well, we're rocking it. And when I think about entrepreneur, well, that's the way to growth. I've been fortunate. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I think about my life and how did that happen? And it happened completely by accident. I was 13 years old, and my father did some work, and he was paid by receiving all the inventory from a store that was closing. So he shows up at home, and we live on a main street in a flat. And he says to my mother, "We're opening a store. So move everything into a couple of rooms, and the double parlor will become a store." And I'm watching with eyes wide open. And he says, "And Kimmy, you're going to manage that store." "Well, Daddy, I don't know how to manage a store." And here's exactly what he said to me. "Well, you know about clothes, don't you?" And that to me is entrepreneurship. We don't have all the answers. We do not know how to do everything, but we don't need to know. What we need is just a little nugget that'll drive us forward. We will get everything we need as we need it. I did manage that store, and he started me on a journey of entrepreneurship. So I love your title. Network. Well, one of my favorite words is connectivity and connecting. And isn't that what a network is? Connecting and networking and getting to know each other. And it's about how can I help you? And I need, and how can you help me? And it's a total exchange. So Women's Entrepreneur Network, I've been here for a while, and I'm grateful for you. And I want to thank you very much for having me here today. So how we'll start is, I have a question for each. I can't see you, but if we were live, I would at least see. But if you want to comment in the chat, you can. But one start, do you have? And 3 questions. Do you have awareness of what you really want? And when I think about want, I think of my friend from Holland and Netherlands, who, when I asked her, when she was working on creating a vision map, "What do you want?" She wouldn't allow herself to want, because she was raised, you're not supposed to want. You're supposed to be grateful for what you have. And I look, and I was raised Irish Catholic, so I don't have to tell you, I had to have humility and humble. And what do you mean you want? You want something else? No. Well, what do you really want? And if you can't figure out what you want, what helped her was from Timothy Ferriss in 4-Hour Work Week, he defines it really well when he says, what excites you? So if you're struggling with figuring out what you want, maybe you want to think of what excites you. My second point, do you have a personalized, defined success system for your life? Have you created the system that's going to help you feel successful? Which brings another point, definitions. Do you use the definition that society or a dictionary has told you what success should look like? Or have you created your own definition? The definition that's going to define you and your journey. When you know you arrived. You know, words like success, words like happiness, words like wealth, which is my third point. Do you have wealth? Again, what's your definition of wealth? For me, it's about all areas of our life. Wealth is not just financial. If you look up the dictionary, financial wealth and wealth have very similar definitions. Really? You know, it doesn't matter how much money I have if I'm not socially wealthy. I don't feel wealthy at all. And if I'm not physically wealthy, what does money matter? So things to consider: wealth, awareness, and system. So I imagine I call you. Here's the next thing I want to say to you. Imagine I'm going to call you. You're all wherever you are. And I say to you, I'm taking you on a holiday. I'm taking you on a journey. I'm taking you on a vacation. I'm taking you on a trip. Meet me at the airport, your closest airport. Imagine that feels good to take a trip somewhere for most people. So imagine I say that. And I say to you, you can only take one suitcase, one carrying bag. That's all you can take with you. You're going to say, well, that depends where I'm going. If I tell you where you're going, you're going to pack that carrying bag and it's going to be easy. Now, let me ask you about the journey of life. What would you pack in your carrying bag to take the trip of your life? We so much bring with us. Everything happens to us, who we've been, what we've done. And the question is, are we bringing what we need and want to get what we want? And that's a mouthful. But I'll continue on this. This idea came to me from a song, and not that I have a great voice, but I have a voice. We'll sing the song Streets of London. And at one point, they're talking about the old woman with her carrying bags. She's no time for talking. Sometimes we're so busy, we have no time. She just keeps right on walking. That's a good thing, to keep walking towards what you want. Carrying her home, carrying our dreams into big carrier bags, actually. And that's what I want to suggest to you, to consider. Consider what you're carrying in your carrying bag from your past. Keep the memories. They're beautiful. They're wonderful stories. But let go of the stuff that you don't need to move forward. Today, I want to share what it is to live life by design and imagine this, step into you. And what does that mean? Imagine your most comfortable pair of shoes when you put them on, and how does it feel? Well, that's what it feels like to live life by design. Step into you. And how to pack your carrying bags? Well, it's for what you want to take on the, thank you, about baggage. Yeah, it does make sense. It made sense to me, and the song helped. But really, it's about life by design is going where you want to go. And then you have to consider what you're bringing with you, and I'll speak to that. And now I'll introduce who I am. I'm Katherine Kim Mullin, and depending where you've met me, and I would suggest it's the same for all of you, and when you've met me, you would have a different description of me. If you met me at work, I have 35 plus years experience and expertise in commercial leasing and finance, human resources, in the corporate world, for small businesses and large corporations. Okay, so if you meet me there in my blue suit, pumps, and everything is perfect, you will meet that person working within that role with that mask on. We all have roles that we play, and we all wear masks. Do we consider them as we're moving forward? So if you were to talk to one of my friends, they would say, you know, who's Kim? And they would answer you, oh, what's she up to now? Because I said I live life. I love people. And that's exactly it. I try things. I open businesses. I do joint ventures. And what's she up to now? And if you were to meet one of my colleagues or one of the business people I've worked with, my clients, and ask, you know, what would you say? Oh, she's got stuff. I've got stuff. If I don't have an answer, I know somebody that has the answer. And isn't that what it is when we connect with others? like this networking group. Somebody in here has the answer to something you're looking for. It's for you to reach out and get that answer. So I wanted to share that. I love people and I love learning. I love connecting. So today I'm saying, through my whole life, it's always been, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help you? So this is what I do. I help by sharing how I've lived and my experience and expertise. For now, I'd like you to consider what your life could be like if you choose to live life by design and you choose to step into you. And I wanted to stay on task, so I took a few notes here. So before we even go into the steps to do that, I want to talk about preparation. Preparation is the start of your journey. It's an understanding of who you are and who you were. That's all your past and up to now. Okay. The second thing it's what you're doing now and what you've done. It's almost like you take your resume for a job and personalize it. Zig Ziglar shared, when he taught goal setting, he shared that you've got to be, do, and have. That's the start of it. Well, where have you been? What have you done? And what have you had? What have you done? Your starting point is what we're looking for, your point A. So if you look at me, I'm in North Carolina today. My A point was Montreal. If I didn't know where I was going in North Carolina, where would I be today? So that's the starting point. Where are you starting from today? Where are you in your life? Okay. Your starting point is different from my starting point. Now, to create the journey to life, you want to know your destination. But it all starts with your starting point. What parts are you putting in your carrier bag? What parts are going to serve you well to where you want to go? So you'll come back to that after you do this. But, I love words, letters, and music. So it's not surprising that the key of C has inspired me. It is the only key with no flats or sharps and, no half steps or measures. With music, it's so clear. If you're not in tune, somebody's going to hear it. You know what? Life is the same. If you're not in tune, if you're not on your path, the things that excite you, you're going to know. You're going to know by the way you feel. You're going to know by what you see. You're going to know by how you're doing the things you're doing. So you want to think about that. You want to figure out if your life's in tune. What do you see? And more importantly, are you stepping in integrity and authenticity? What do you let other people see? Do they get to see the you? Do they get to see the person behind the mask? Or do you not remember who you were before the mask? Because sometimes we play a part and take them on like they're real. That's who we are. But we're more than that. So you know what? Being in tune is not just about one note, like living life by design. So you'll always have a hint that you're not in tune based on the struggles you experience. We focus, what we do in my business is we focus on creating wealth, defined by you wealth. And what it looks like is your navigation system, how you're going to navigate through that journey of life. With emotional wealth, it comes by having an understanding of what you want financially, socially, spiritually. And spiritually isn't religion. Spiritually is, what do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? What are your values? What's important to you? I mean, I just recently with my son said to him, integrity is everything to me. Don't lie to me. And you know what? I'm fortunate that he hasn't, but it was important to me. Respect. I respect myself. I respect you. And I demand respect from the people in my life. If not, I'm not really in that place. It doesn't work for me. Not bad people, just not my people. So that's the thing that's important. Physical. Physical isn't just your body. Physical is the places you go, what you want to see, the things you like, the house you want, the trips you want to take, everything physical. And then mental. And mental is another one of those, when you look at your mental, your subconscious mind really does impact you. And some people know about it and some people don't. But what are you feeding your mind? That's the question. I read every day, and I love reading. I love learning. So what are you feeding your mind? So you want to consider all of the pillars in your life. So getting to point B is your destination. Who you want to be. Never mind who you were. Never mind who you are today. Who do you want to be? Never mind what you've done. Take only the parts that serve you moving forward. What do you want? What excites you? What do you want financially? What do you want for your mind? What do you want physically? What do you want spiritually, socially? It's all of it. And when you have all of that, emotional wealth, which really does have a big impact on where we go and what we do, it comes easier. I operate in 4 C's to get to my destination. And that is 1, I work with creating. That's the imagination. It's where I'm going. I operate with 2, choosing. That's the decisions I make on what I want. I operate in 3, commit. And committing is a very interesting thing because it's a hard thing to do, to say, this is where I'm going. And, sometimes when we're choosing and committing, we make the mistake of mixing up. As women, we do this fabulously. We multitask. Know that we can't multi-goal. Know that multitasking is really doing one thing at a time. One thing, one time, one place, but we're moving very rapidly. So pick that one thing you really want and take a step towards it every day and make sure it's aligned with everything else. Connect, become aware, awake, know what's influencing you. I'm not going to go on about universal laws, but the law of attraction and vibration, they fall into creating and choosing and connecting and moving forward. Reach out, talk to me about it, talk to others about it. It's fascinating, the impact on how you get what you want in life. Bob Proctor and Think and Grow Rich, they talk about things being created twice, once in your mind and once in physical form. If we build a house, we're going to think about what we want, and then we're going to build it. That's like living life by design. And I want to end this with something that I really want for all of you. There's a song called Sweet Streams, and it's all about seeing. And it's about putting yourself, lift me up to a higher ground so I can see. The higher ground is your higher self. So I encourage you all, reach out if you'd like, continue the journey. But whatever, there's nothing, abundance is out there. It's all out there. When you choose what you want, that's enough. So there is enough out there for what you want. You just have to gain the courage and make the choice that you do want it. Thank you today. Thank you. Thank you very much, Haley, for inviting me today. I hope there's something that's connected with one of you in here. I love my life and I love people, and I'm grateful I'm here to celebrate Haley on her birthday in North Carolina.
Thank you so much, Kim. I actually got a bunch out of that, so much so that I took notes and I made a list of the C's that have made you successful. And I'm going to post them right in the chat in Facebook of your create, choose, commit, and connect, because that was fantastic advice.
Yeah, it's sage navigation. That's what we do. And the 3 C's you get from doing this, which is really important, Melissa, is if you actually choose, you will end up with confidence. That's 1 C. And if you connect and take steps every day, you will have courage and clarity. Actually, you will have confidence and courage. And if you choose, you'll have clarity. So
awesome, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. If you could go in and reply on what I posted and put those C's, that would be awesome.
How do
So I want to talk.
How do I do that?
Go ahead. Just go to the Facebook page.
Okay.
The WEN Facebook page, and you'll find the video and you'll see.
Thank you. I will.
You are so welcome. A couple things that Kim mentioned that I really wanted to bring up, and especially because, Women's Entrepreneur Network, we're women, a lot of us are moms. And she talked about the story with her dad, and he instilled that entrepreneurship bug in her. And a lot of times we have no idea what's coming in the future. One of the best things that we can do is to instill that entrepreneurship bug into our kids. She also asked, how can I help? And when you start any relationship or connection with that question, you're going to create this pay it forward kind of energy that it will come back to you. So when she talked about everything you can have, everything that you can be, it made me think to myself, well, how would I define myself? After I listened to Kim, how would I define myself and on the path that I'm going? So I want you to put in the chat, what is one word you would use to define yourself? And I found while Kim was talking, my word was determined. So go ahead and share in the chat what your word would be, because I would love to see what you're working on and what you're doing right now.